We have been discussing that the universe is non-physical, but we observe, we feel that it is only physical. There again the two words we have introduced now. We observe, we feel. This goes without saying that the external is the observed, a felt entity. Feeling entity, observing entity is separate. The felt is taken in the feeling by the one who can feel it. The one doesn't mean an individual man. As far as the universe is concerned, it is a non-physical entity, widespread, single entity universe. But we talk in different human beings, other beings, etc. There again, human is one word, being is another word. Animal is another word, being is another word. Flying is another word, being is another word. Being is common. These are our assumptions. Being is to continue to be. To continue to be in to be. That is in the element of existence. That element of existence is felt non-physically. Felt by whom? Again, the word whom doesn't give a right answer, because the word whom brings in individuality. No, it's a concept. Today, we call it as subjectivity. But the scientist calls it as gravity. Earth has gravity, we say. But not only the earth, even the earth and the entire universe is the entity of subjectivity. Subjectivity is the gravity. Subjectivity receives everything. So it is gravity. The value G in 81 dynes per second or 32 foot-pounds per second, this value is physically measured. But subjectivity is something different. It is the conducted, sustained, non-physical entity over which we are assuming this gravity, all these words. Now let's understand the gravity. When Newton was observing an apple falling from a tree, he has seen that the apple has fallen down on the earth. So he said the earth has gravity. So he has created from that 3 laws of movement. We have to put one question. There is a theme behind putting a question. A question is a question when something is objective, and that objective, although it is answered, doesn't reach us. That is a question. But the word Samskrita takes as pariprashna, that is inductive questioning. The question itself gives a answer, gives the right answer. That questioning is correct. That has the adhisthana, that is the basical entity of the universe. Here, the Newton was observing. Observing is with him. Observed object is outside. Now, apple has fallen down. That is a physical external entity. But his observance has revealed to him that there is a gravity. Gravity element has not been told by the tree, not even by the apple, not even by the earth. It is his observance that has given him. Observance was with him. He quotes this observance, but still he does not know that what his observance is. What is the course of it? What's the format of it? He does not know. So his loss of moments has gone with the objective way of saying it. Loss of first law is a body continues to be in a state of rest or a uniform motion unless it is compelled by some external force. Quite correct. But who is that external force which is moving it? That external force is something different from the moved body. Right? That external force cannot be anything without the non-physical backing. Either a man moves or a switch is put on to move it or any other mechanism that we do it. But all these mechanisms are working with with some non-physical entity backing. The same way, the observance of Newton is non-physical. He observed it. But his observance, non-physical observance, has not come into the three laws which he has formulated. The laws are talking only the external entity. So science is incomplete. It becomes complete only when the laws of movement are universal. Everywhere it is. Because the observation is the entity of touching the element of existence here. This observation is the gravity for him. The entire science is gravity with him. This gravity he is trying to explain. But Newton thought that he is explaining the gravity of the earth. The gravity of the earth is subjectivity of the earth. The gravity of Newton is subjectivity of Newton. Both are subjectivity. It is partial when it is only talked with respect to the earth. If it is talked to with respect to earth, people have mugged up. Everyone talks only subjectivity, gravity with respect to earth. That's all. It doesn't touch their subjective entity. So people like to read these sciences, score marks, or take chance for their attitude to work, get qualified, go to different jobs, and work in the jobs with their attitude. They don't work in the job as the job demands, but they work as their attitude provokes them. This is a great hazard. Great hazard. The element of attitude comes because we are doing everything, framing everything, formulating everything with respect to the external. And ruling the people also Even the rules of the government are formed with respect to the physical movements of the body, people. But it is very well known that the attitude of the people is disturbing the world, is disturbing the ruling of the country. But today we have democracy, right to do anything. So he has got right to do. If a man has can rape a girl, freedom, right to do it, or he can rob anywhere, he can do it. But though it is freedom, the police they have got their own checkups. In certain things they exercise the checkup. Where the character building comes, they don't check up. People today move in fantastic styles, thinking that it is something very active. They feel they are very active. Movement is not active. Chaitanya is active. Chaitanya is with respect to the non-physical. Movement, displacement is with respect to the external physics. Let us understand the difference. The puppets of a dog or a cat, once they come out, they are in number, say 3 or 4. They jump together one over the other and then play. Very good. We find it very pleasing to see it. It is pleasing because they are playing. Their playing is pleasing to us. But let us put a question. We said Pariprashna. It should give an answer. The question is, they play all right. They are able to play all right. Their play is a radiation of Chaitanya within. That is, Chaitanya is the non-physical potency. The non-physical potency in them is playing. They play, but they do not know the non-physical potency inside. Newton has given scientific laws. He does not know the non-physical potency with him. He has not coupled them. He has left off the base. There is no vegetable or a fruit or a flower free from the seed that has been sown in the earth. But we feel that we are able to pluck out some vegetables or some activities, some deeds, leaving alone the base, the seed, the non-physical seed with us. This is unscientific. Unscientific of science, unscientific of life. Right? More so, different companies manufacture fans. The theory behind the fan is only one. It should have a stator, a rotor. In between them, the electromagnetic field builds up. Our outlook, we can see both, all are same, but we know the differences in their utility. We prefer a particular brand. We don't agree with the others. But every manufacturer tries to give away his product to all. So he resorts to advertisement, publicity. Now let us see a gambling in this. If fan is one theory, why differences come? Why differences in the performance come? The differences surely is by attitude of the people who are involved. Here we are trying to come to one real point where we have to absorb the theory of the universe. Universe has only one entity, that it is non-physical based, and it is subjectivity. It is full-fledged. It has no disturbance. Universe has no disturbance. That universe entity element is self. It is undisturbed. It is full-fledged. And any activity or work done by any man or any being should be that. It should be undisturbed. That we don't see in the world. It's because receiving that entity of the universe as self, receiving it as self, has made a lot of difference. That is attitude. That difference is attitude. So people work with their attitudes on the same job, on one entity. There is a reality which the fan gives. That is, as we said, it is building up of a field, electromagnetic field, by which one stator is supplied the electricity. The rotor takes it, it rotates. We can use it for any utility. Say one of the utility is fan. We want air. So we want air. So we have made a fan. All right. The principle is the static is charged. That charge is a rotor is taking. Universe is charged. We are moving. We should take the charge. The same charge. The charge of the stator is supplied charge. We know it. This is received. Same way, the charge of the universe, that is the element of existence, made potential, is known. We are receiving it. We should receive it in toto. There should be no loss. Some eddy current losses we see in the electricity. This is external. This is physics. But there need be no such losses when we absorb the universe with us. The losses occur only because when the universe is non-physical, we try to bring in our element of understanding it physically as an external element. The man is the same entity as the universe, but he feels that he is a different entity trying to absorb the universe. Now, observing the universe as an external entity, man thinks, oh, this is cloud, that is sun, that is sky, there are stars. So we are in the earth. Earth, we should go up. And then what a man can do going up earth, he can maximum see gaseous matter or a lump of mud where the gravity is different, as the scientist now is telling. But he cannot see the same entity which it is on the earth, on the moon, both are entity. Once Yuri Gagarin was the first astronaut, he went to the moon. He came to Hyderabad and he was addressing these students at Usmania University. He made a joke. He said, I have not seen the moon god there. It is ridiculing something. He does not know really what is moon god. Moon god is not a physical form which he is assuming or which people present to him, common people present to him. But the reality is something different. But at least he should think, if he has not seen moon god there, this earth goddess, he has not seen the earth goddess also here. It's a ridiculing. It is ridiculing because he believes more in physics than the non-physical entity with him, the potential non-physical entity with him. The way, the enthusiasm or the desire with which he went there is just to work with the physics. But sitting on the same place, not even moving, Veda was developed. People of seers of knowledge have seen the entire universe. Today, the universe is talking about the inorganic region with atom, only nucleus atom. This is a known fact. Known fact because the earth entity is called the organic region, where people with organs live. They live, their life is not as the people moving. That is not that. It is organic life. Avayava, it is called. Avayava is avayauti. Yauti is to reach, to mix with. That is an effort to mix with the universe, to be in synthesis with the universe, and in the movements to be synchronized with the universe. That effort is the gift on the earth. It's a limited view. It's a limited field with respect to the great cosmos we have. The total great cosmos is trying to protect the earth, sending their signals here. The greater cosmos, in the inorganic region, has only three elements. One is space, another is air, another is fire, three. In the organic region, we have two additional, the water and the earth. The water and earth are making the entire potencies to make the people, as we call, or the beings, to be, they are beings, to be in line, to be in synthesis with the universe. That is being. Yesterday also we have quoted, the beings are said as Chara Prani, Chara Gati Bhakshana Yoho. They conduct, as they conduct, they receive their conduct. They act, they receive their act. In other words, they reap their consequences. They reap their conduct. Reaping, we use the word when it is a misconduct. We receive, we call, when it is a right conduct. But anyway, conduct is received back. Conducting and receiving is sustained there. Let us say, a man is reading the book. Reading a book is non-physical. Understanding is non-physical. And then after understanding and then ponder over is non-physical. Everything is within. It has not touched even the book. Although the book is read, reading is different from the book. Reading is his talent, non-physical talent. Same way, if a scientist is working with any magnanimous experiment or a small experiment, the talent is with him. It is non-physical with him. His is a stator. He is a stator. That is a rotor or moving. The moving is based on the stator, and in between the electromagnetic field is created, as we use the word. This is a very good, physically we have said all right. But why should it do it like this? Who has created these 5 elements? What is the potency of that? There was one scientist who is an atheist, he doesn't believe in God. He was trying to protest another scientist who believes in God. Once this believer in God has made up a cosmos, a model of it, then the atheist friend scientist comes. He finds it very nice, very good. Then he immediately put a question: who has made it? He said, nobody has made it. Then he protests that. He says, how can there be anything without somebody doing it? How can there be anything without somebody doing it? Yes, it can be, because this universe is here without somebody doing it. Then the atheist started thinking. We use the word. The atheist started thinking. What has he done? He is thinking. I say, what is he doing? Thinking, what is he doing? What is that activity? It is not that easy. Because one of the scientists says, after all, mind is the chemical reaction in the brain. Mind is not chemical reaction in the brain. There are a number of reactions. There cannot be chemical reactions in the brain. For all certainties, in the physical body of any being, all the reactions are non-physical based. If this non-physical base is lifted out, the body is dead. The chemistry is still there. In the dead body, the chemistry is still there. These are some of the misconceptions which people who cannot touch, thinking is touching the self, touching the element of existence, taking vision of the existence, element of existence, getting synthesized with the element of existence. That's how English word is thinking. Sanskrit word is alochanam. Asmrito lochate iti alochanam. Lochanam is taking vision of the consciousness. Touch the consciousness, take vision of the consciousness. Then you can work with consciousness. Consciousness can be radiated. When consciousness is rightly radiated, every external body, though it is inanimate, it is also of the consciousness of the element of existence. It rightly responds to us. If a man tries to radiate it disturbed, that's also disturbed. The disturbed radiation, none of the universe, external universe, takes it. So now the question is, the challenge of the person is to be in line with the potency of this element of existence. Right? This is where people throb. They really do not know what is really the mistake that is going on. But they try to make it up by physical, so-called the word, ego. Ego is not wrong assumption of the self. Self is potential with non-physical. It becomes ego, where man tries to identify himself with external physics. That is ego. When that ego, as long as that ego works, science is unscientific. Life is not life. And how to correct ourselves is another point. Correction is very simple. He should first of all activate self before doing a job. Let him know, let person know, let the activation start, knowing well that the prime mover, the base is non-physical, and let him not be disturbed by the physical assumptions. Even when a man is making a complicated design externally, physically, all right, design, bringing it into a format, there also he should not feel egoistic. In the sense, he should not feel that I am doing as very great. I am great because I am doing the other one. No, I am great because I don't touch the other. I am great. I elevate myself only in my own place. So let not ego work there. Let us understand, say, meeting two parts or meeting two issues there, or judging upon two objects of events. There also, let him touch himself, let him see himself and how he gets the ideas from within. That's all. Let him not feel that I have got it by something, by my greatness of doing external. The element of external, when it rises up in his thinking, rather say, when he's in his concepts, even if little, if it comes, he's lost. Little external thinking, he's lost. These are the words we can explain, but man should be on the job, try to understand it and put it in his working. Then he knows, then only he can know the potentials inside, and the potentials inside can make the others, the external working also in line with the universe of, or the potentials of the universe. There cannot be anything else. Let us understand. You sow a seed of a carrot, let us say. The tree is of carrot. It is not of beetroot, nothing else. Sow a seed of beetroot. The tree is of the beetroot. It cannot be different. As you sow, so you reap. As you sow, so is the external. So let the seed that is given sustain itself, sustain within itself. Let us not be influenced by any external thoughts. Thinking about, this is another thing, thinking about the external should not work with him. Thinking about myself should only work as long as the entire job is finished. As long as the entire job is finished externally, thinking self alone should work, not thinking of the external. Even while, say, in the external working, if I have to think of that also, let us observe the word. I have to think of that. That is outside. Thinking is inside. So when I work with that, I think myself. Thinking is touching myself. So about that, this Tom, Dick and Harry, Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. Z, or anything, I think. Thinking is one. Let us understand. Viewing objects are many. There is only one eye viewing it. So thinking, thought objects are many. Thinking is one. Thinking is one. Thinking is sustaining my own non-physical entity stable. The more the stable, the great elevation. It is more wide than the greater cosmos. Sustaining self is more wide than the greater cosmos. That is scientific. This is vijnana. Visheshena janati. By mere going to moon, man can bring some stone from here. After such a great feat, he brings a stone from here and then decides upon the specific gravity. That's all. But being here, let us give an example, say about the same moon. Moon, the seer of knowledge, standing here, thinking, that is touching, taking perception of his consciousness. This is alochana. His observation is something different. Let's understand. They are also named. Prithvi is earth. Bhumi is also another name given, as we call. They are not name, they are characteristical significances. Characteristical significances. When we say Prithvi, it is Pruthutvata Prithvi. It is very wide. The saint has named it as very wide. Although he knows very much, physically the entire universe is wide. He has not expressed the universe as wide. He expressed the earth as wide. It is because the universe has only one entity as the element of existence. And working on that, taking it into consciousness, is on the earth. On the earth, more so on the beings, more so on the human beings here. He can sustain it. So it is Prithvi. And now Prithvi is also earth. Earth we call Bhumi. Bhumi is also characteristical, as we call it. Prithvi is very wide. Prithvi is not a physical mass. Prithvi is wideness. The sense of wideness is Prithvi. And again, the sense of Bhumi, Bhavati iti Bhumihi. It is defined. The sense of Bhavati, that occurs. As long as man is on the earth, he has got these characteristics. It can occur to him anything. What can occur is anything can occur. Anything occurs to him in his potency. That is earth. Moon occurs to him in his potency. Earth occurs to him in his potency. Star occurs to him in his potency. This is occurrence. Potencies are design element with him, and occurring is the anything occurs in his potency. But again, there's a difference. You see, this occurred element of existence, reception, and this is designed. Designed occurs reception. So now the moon is, as we also talk, it's a planet of the earth. Planet again is a word, graha. Planet is physically it's orbiting around the earth. That's all we can say. We can tell four or five physical properties, but he says it's not like that. It is graha, upagraha. Upagraha. Graha is Krishnati iti graha. That which is received is graha. Everything gives us a sense. Upagraha. Upa is again atasatatya gamane. That is eternal conduct, attainment, and awareness. Eternal conduct, attainment, awareness with the protection, that is upa. So eternal conduct, attainment, and awareness protected and received, that is upagraha. That is moon. That is chandrama. Another word, moon is chandrama. Chedi ahladane. Ahladana is eternal happiness. So the entity which we call moon is eternal happiness, always with us in conduct, in attainment, in awareness, rightly protected. and received with us. This is Upagraha. This is planet moon. Upagraha Chandra. They are defined. Nothing is a physical object. Everything is a sensing object for him. Sensing is here within. Sensing is that where we can take that totally into our sensing. This is how the earth has 25 definitions of receiving, sensing, 24 about 37 about water, say 24 about air, 49 about fire, around 30 or so, 29 about space. Physical properties we count 2 or 3 like that, or say 10. They are physical properties. Physical property is something like this. Say that is 4 feet height. That's all. When I say it's a physical property, 4 feet height, that one measure, or salt is saltish. That is a physical property. I cannot know. Even I put it on the tongue and say this is saltish. Only then I can know that it is saltish. But as long as I see a salt, crystal or a powder, I do not know what is salt. So once it is put, it is taste. Okay, it is taste, all right. But how can I decide upon saying that it is saltish? This saltish taste is my sense. So what is the format of my sense? If salt is a physical form matter, and saltishness is also physic, and if it is put on the tongue, salt is checked, all right. We say salt is checked, but how did I take the word saltish? Saltish is the name, the property which my sense has given it to the external. But the saltishness with me is my non-physical concept. Same way, sugar is my non-physical concept. Anything is my non-physical concept. Any receiving is my non-physical concept. So that theory coming more onto between the earth and the moon. Again, taking the example again, see the sun rays fall on the earth. Sun rays fall on the moon too. When the sun rays come directly onto the earth, they are very harsh, hot enough. When they fall on the moon and then reflect back onto the earth, it is very cool. It is very cool. This is a truth for our observation. This is the life which earth is giving us. That is because when anything, the truth of the universe, the preaching of the universe to receive directly to us is very harsh, because we are worldly motivated, mundane motivated. It is very harsh to us. But once it comes to us by way of practice, by way of cool understanding, cool receiving, and then ponder over it, and then observe it back, that is very cool. So we are on the earth. We need the friendship of moon. That is practice, eternal practice. Practice of eternity is moon. There's a lot of and this earth and practice of eternity is always with us. Though I cannot see the total perspective view of the earth as a whole. It's a huge mass, and a total perspective view of the moon also, I cannot take it. But their property, their characteristics, which are embedded with them, with the universe has given them to for the people to take, receive, and be enlightened, be elevated, that is with us. The entire universe is with me as a live entity. Entire universe is with me as a live entity. You understand? This is the potencies, richness of the universe. As long as we don't touch it, our life is not life. Our science is unscientific. This way we can talk many, but for a man to understand, this much is sufficient. Let us listen again and again until we are convinced. We shall try to meet again.